All right. So, as you can see on the screen, we have a question on one of the videos we've done in the past year on disrespectful wife. Finally, what to do, 5 tips. So we did a video on that, and somebody left us a comment. Actually, that was about a few days ago, and we wanted to acknowledge the person, but maybe speak a little bit more onto it. All right. We're going to be very timely on this platform. We only do this once a month. Is that what we agreed to?
Yes.
But we have tons of videos that will be dropping here, so be on the lookout.
Yes.
So shout out to Chris Cooling 1721 left this comment. This person says, thank you for making this video. I'm having a tough time with being disrespected at home and was seeking solutions. I'm reading it for you so you can comment on it. I was seeking solutions and advice, but almost all the time I heard just divorce. But I believe marriage should be maintained and not thrown away without doing all I can to save it. So when I found your video, it was a breath of fresh air and feels very genuine, and the logic is easy to digest. I don't post comments very often, but again, thank you for sharing your wisdom with the world. It at least helped this guy find a place he can start reclaiming his marriage and respect in his marriage. All right, so I wanted to highlight that, just to highlight anybody who leaves a comment. Shout out to Natu. Natu is here.
Hi, Natu.
How you doing, Natu? All right, so this respect of a thing is a big deal. It's a big issue across the board. I wanted you to speak to it, right? A lot of men struggle with getting respect from their lady. So wanted to know if you can speak to it. Whatever comes to your mind, and then I'll add on to it. What's up? What do you have in your mind with regards to respect? Have you ever been disrespectful to me before? Let's start with that.
No, that's a question for you. Have I ever been disrespectful to you? Own it with your full chest.
Hey, Babes
okay.
Wind and Chinye. Welcome, Babes Wind and Chinye. Welcome.
Hi,
Thank you.
Chinye
Help us share.
Babes Wind.
This platform is it's not brand new. It's actually much older than Men of Prestige. But what? I drag her back here so we can focus.
You dragged me.
Didn't I drag you now?
Dragged me.
I had to beg you. I was on my knees.
Oh, okay. That
According
sounds
to some people,
better.
I was the simp. I was on my knees.
That sounds much better. I like that one. Which one is drag? You can't drag me now. I came here on my own 2 legs. Freely.
Anyway.
I wasn't dragged.
So,
you pleaded with me. I said, okay. It's been a minute. Yeah.
Well, to a bunch of simps out there, that means simping.
It's okay. If you simp to me, what's wrong with it? I'm the one you're sleeping with now.
Either way, you're here. As long as I'm getting results.
Exactly.
That's all.
Who gives you the peace of mind at home? Is it not me?
So now speak to this thing called. So first of all, I want you to answer the question. Then I answer the question. Do you feel like you've ever been disrespectful to me?
Yes, I think so. It's almost impossible. At least, maybe in a situation, even though I can't really remember. We've had our own ups and downs.
Right.
And you have done things that pissed me off and makes me act out of character. There's always a reason why somebody is not respecting you. So sometimes you have to go tap into it and say, what's going on? Because this is not how we started, Especially if this is your wife, this is who you married. Has this person always been disrespectful, or is it in the moment? Sometimes you don't know how to reflect. You have to sit down and think about it and go and find another way of fixing things. Because sometimes pride don't let us, when we're, as humans, we're naturally prideful. So sometimes you want your way or the highway.
You're saying every human has coconut head, eh?
We all do. And if you're not having your way, you start to act crazy. And not be only you crazy. When you are crazy, the other person, you don't know the kind of level of craziness they have. I always say, we all have crazy in us. It's what we choose to tap into. So, what is going on in the moment that your wife feels the need to be disrespectful to you? are you, I mean, and I hate to say this, but I have to say it. The man is in charge of the marriage. So if something is going down in your marriage, it's still your responsibility. If your marriage fails, let me tell you, forget that thing in Nigeria where women like to blame women. It's a man's fault if your marriage fails, because that is your first ministry. It's your job to make sure that your marriage is solid before anything else. So I empathize with this guy that is going through this moment, but he needs to go and do some work.
So now that you empathize with that man going through this moment, right? I'm sure if you can empathize, you can sympathize, right? Yes, right?
Yes, now.
If you were married to this kind of person and you're able to empathize, sympathize, could that make a whole lot of difference?
Yes, now.
Okay, so you're not exactly saying that women are not responsible. You're just saying overall.
Yes, that so. It's not that I'm not saying that it's okay for a woman to be disrespectful, right? But my own thing is, what's the full story? I just hear like alpha stories all the time. Blah 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 happened. My wife is disrespectful. What's going on? Why is your wife disrespectful to you? Have she always been this way? Did you marry her like this? What is going on?
Let me first of all say hello. Sorry, Mufudi Alona. Let me say hello
Where's
to my
money?
G, Adedayo.
Money.
Dayo is on Instagram. Shout out to Dayo and everybody that came into Instagram just now.
That's my girlfriend. Hi D1.
Shout out to Dayo. Hello. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I shout out Dayo on Instagram before we continue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so again, I'm not endorsing bad behavior.
Right.
I'm just saying at the end of the day,
that
leader in that situation, who still happens to be the man, needs to take charge and see why things are happening. Instead of, just letting it, because if it fails, we are Christians, right? For the most part, most of us are Christians and we believe in the Bible, the Christian marriage. When you go back to the marriage, the Christian Bible, you find out that men are responsible for the marriage. If your marriage fails, it's like shame on you.
Right.
In Africa,
so in Africa, where is the woman's fault?
Yeah, that's kind.
Is that fault? Is that a faulty culture?
Yes,
part of the
absolutely,
culture?
Absolutely. Okay. It's I don't want to call our culture faulty culture.
Faulty part of the culture.
Okay, because I like my culture. It's just that I don't agree with the way some things are being done, right? We tend to want to point at the woman. The woman is not the leader in the marriage. The woman is not the reason.
So if you're going to want to be the leader, you have to be okay with being responsible.
Yes.
And being accountable.
Yes.
To the success or the failure of the marriage. A way I like to put it is that you can take the freedom in taking credit if it becomes a successful
there you go.
marriage.
Exactly.
Take credit for it, like you are a solid man of prestige, no pun intended, right? That's why you're able to keep your home together. And if you failed, you have to be willing to also be accountable. Take the L in that. And that doesn't mean guilt. That doesn't mean that she's not responsible. You have to be able to separate these things. It doesn't mean she cannot be a responsible adult. That's not what we're talking about. She's saying at the end of the day, overall, bottom line, right? Like if something happens to the United States of America, there's one person we will look at that will have to be held accountable. If something happens to Nigeria, the same thing. And it's not about paying. Now we can zone in on specific situations, right? And be like, okay, you could have done better there. You could have done better there. Oh, this was your state. You are the okay. If we have to be drilling down, but overall, you have to be accountable, responsible enough to say, let me start with me. What is it that I missed as the leader? It's very important to have a structure in how you handle crisis, how you handle conflict, and refrain and stay away from the idea of generalized anything like that if it's not trickling down from the top, especially we all generalize. It is what it is,
Yes.
So but I thought the comments, shout out to that person. That person was basically giving a testimonial that on the video that we did called on disrespectful wife, finally what to do. We give like 5 tips, I guess. So shout out to that person. I say shout out to D-Love made it.
Hi, D-Love.
To Lola and Ola. Because I'm looking at who's going to make it here. Because we're not on Man Overseas, but my people are here.
Your people are followed
here.
you.
Yes, and I feel so proud. I never expected it. I don't have the sound effects here. Driving but listen to the background. Shout out to you. She said, Mrs. MOP, I hear. Shout out to you. Thank you. All right. So yeah, I think in terms of disrespectful wife, it is true. There are some. Is the timer?
Oh, the timer.
It is true that there are some disrespectful women.
The who chose the disrespectful woman?
Enisuru.
I'm just saying.
Enisuru.
Joe. At the end of the day, it still comes back to the man. I'm so sorry, guys.
You see how she just responded that way, and I said Enisuru. There are little small moments like that will come up in your life as a married person. Being the leader in that relationship, if she gets triggered, does that mean you're going to get triggered too? And then you start doing back and forth, and then you're tossing the responsibility back to each other. Who is going to take responsibility when everything else fails?
All right.
Right? If everything fails, who's going to take responsibility? If the goal is still to build a household, the leader has to do that. Sometimes the leader is the person who is complaining. So if you're a woman and you're the first one complaining, then it's okay to lead yourselves out of that funk, right? It might be temporary in nature because at the end of the day, there's a man who's supposed to be the head of the household. But whoever is complaining is who I am looking at and said, let's see how we can help you, right? So this is not the place where we say, it's always the man. So we now sit down there and we'll be helping you blame the man who is not complaining. We're going to have to help you look at yourself in the mirror and say,
right.
There's something about this person that you like, that you're still in that relationship. Let's assess things from your point of view. Yes, you're right. Eventually, you're going to need, quote unquote, two to tango, right?
Right.
You're going to need the leader to step up and do what they're supposed to do. But sometimes it could be the child. Maybe everything else is weak, right? But the child is complaining and say my household is heated and stuff like that. The child might be the one to first hold themselves accountable and say, let me talk to someone that can help us because our house is always heated. Maybe the child is 17 years old, 16 years old, and things like that. There are actually hotlines they can call, meaning they are taking responsibility to fix that situation. So there's no absolute in anything we're saying. We're just saying overall, if everything else being equal, the man who claims he wants to be a leader, he has to hold himself accountable. That doesn't mean blaming yourself. It just means you're accountable to fixing whatever it is you're complaining about. All right. So let me see here. Having a tough time being this. So yes, I was saying before I got derailed. I was saying there are disrespectful.
Oh, derailed.
Yes.
By who?
By you. I was saying that there are situations where there are disrespectful women, but you married a disrespectful woman. Who's going to hold himself accountable for picking a disrespectful woman? See, again, it's not about blaming yourself. It's just about looking at things from a standpoint of there's a problem. I need to fix it.
Yeah.
How do I start? Blaming others or yourself does not help.
Right.
But holding yourself accountable and say, I can take some steps towards the right direction is what we're talking about. And a lot of people get lost in the source of blaming each other back and forth, and nobody wants to be accountable. Anything else you wanted to add on to that, babe? You're good to go?
I am good to go.
All right. So let's get back into some more stuff here. Do us a favor, hit the like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, and check out this next segment. We'll be right back.